Okay, we're just going to close the eyes and start to breathe a little deeper. And by deeper, I really mean slower. See if you can inhale for 4 or 5 counts. See if you can hold it at the top for a couple of seconds. And then exhale for that same 4 or 5 counts. See if you can tell how our body just kind of naturally wants to tense up. Notice how every single exhale, there's more space to soften and let go. But notice how those shoulders just kind of want to creep back up and kind of want to tense back up. See if you can notice that same tension in all that space between the ears. Notice the mind feeling just like those tense muscles, kind of working too hard, worrying too much. And see if you can use that same tactic with the breath to consciously soften there. Notice how just the inhale itself can invite a little bit more tension back, just from the act of inhaling. Can start to draw the shoulders up or create some tension in the neck. And then just like every exhale where we let go of that tension and consciously soften, see if you can do that on the inhale and the exhale. Find that softening of the shoulders down the back, that softening of the space around the eyebrows. Where that softening is just continuous and the breath is just kind of running together. Where that softening is our focus now. Just continuing to let go a little more. Notice how letting go of our worries or to-do list is that same feeling or that same motion of letting go of that tension in the body. Because it's all kind of the same. See if you can use this practice to let go with every breath, every inhale and every exhale. See if you can feel every time you release that tension in the body, some of that tension leaving the mind. So when we don't fill all of our time and space in our minds with worry and fear and doubt, we're creating space. Space for the unmanifest to come into our life. So keep this deep connection with the breath as you inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, turn and twist to the right. We'll stay here for 2 full breaths. The inhale will help us lengthen and soften. Exhale will soften and deepen the twist. 1 more breath, make it last. Inhale back through center, squeeze the palms, lift up. Exhale to the left. Inhale for 5 as you lengthen through the spine, pressing the sit bones down. Exhale for 5 as you soften the face and shoulders and deepen the twist just a little bit. 1 more, make it last even longer. Soften on the inhale and the exhale. Inhale back to center, squeeze your palms together and bring your hands down to your heart. Now we're going to cross the arms, grabbing opposite knees, and we're going to start to find a little cat-cow action, tucking the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, pull the heart forward, look up, soften the shoulders. Exhale, round it out, pulling the belly button back into the spine. Empty every last drop of air, and then we'll come back to center, and we'll see what your arm's on top, okay? And then inhale, arms up, and we'll switch. Opposite arm on top now. And same thing, inhale, shine the heart forward, look up, fill up. Exhale, round it out. One more breath, make it last. Slowly come back to neutral, keeping your hands here. Lengthen up through the spine, soften the shoulders down the back. Okay, hey. He's gone now. Please stop. Okay, keeping your arms crossed, find a little twist to the right, using that left hand to help you twist just a little bit. Slowly come back to center and twist the other direction, using your hand against your knee to find a little more space. Slowly come back to center, inhale the arms up, squeeze your palms together, lift everything up. And then hinge forward, let your head become heavy. Keep your sit bones down. Stay with your breath, allowing each exhale to help you settle in just a little bit deeper. Maybe you lift those wrists up off the ground, coming up on tented fingertips, and try to relax the head down just a little bit more. Slowly roll it up. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together. So you can have them just a couple inches away from your midline, or you can have them out a little bit more. Start to really press the feet together and see how that will help you lower the knees down. Lengthen up through the heart. Soften through the face and shoulders. Find your breath. Find that softness. Maybe for the last breath or two, you start to fold forward just a little bit, or you start to open that book, peeling those balls of the feet away from each other a little bit here. And release. We're going to slowly roll over onto the hands and the knees and get a nice tabletop set up here. Spread the fingers wide. Start to feel the strength in your arms as you press the hands down. Find that slight external rotation of the upper arms to shine the heart forward. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Find your breath. Now really press down to the left hand. Inhale, peel the right hand up and really twist open. Stay for one more breath, rolling that right shoulder back a little more. And then thread the needle. Bring the shoulder towards the edge of the mat and the right ear down flat. Walk the left hand forward and settle in here. Maybe you lift that wrist up, coming up on tented fingertips here, and settle in just a little bit more. You can stay right here, or you can place your left hand on top of your right, interlace your fingers and straighten into the arms. Rolling that left shoulder back. Relax your head and your neck and your face. See if you can keep that one-pointed focus on just softening with each breath. See if holding on to each breath a little bit longer will help you soften a little bit more, staying present. Use your left hand to press yourself up. Use the right hand to twist open. Come back hands and knees for one really slow round of cat-cow. Drop the belly. Feel this wave-like motion coming over the spine. Take your time. Empty every last drop. Come back to neutral spine. Find length in the back of your neck. Press the right hand down. Inhale, peel the left arm up. Twist open. One more breath. Left shoulder rolls back. Thread the needle. Settle right in. Walk the right hand forward and soften here. Maybe lifting that wrist up, coming up on those tented fingertips. Find something else you can soften on this breath. Stay here, plant the right hand on top of the left and interlace the fingers to straighten into the arms. Careful not to create any tension in the neck and the face here. Slowly come up with the help of your right hand. Inhale, left hand reaches up, twist open. Come back, hands and knees for a really slow cat-cow. Come back to that neutral spine, curl the toes under, lift the knees a couple inches, let the head hang down, press into the fingers and knuckles, keep the knees deeply bent and just start to lift those sit bones up and back, lengthening the spine. Press the right heel down, keep the left knee bent. Don't rock your weight from one hand to the other. As you press one heel at a time into the mat, keep pressing with both hands evenly. Keep your head and neck heavy, your face and traps soft. Moving with your own breath here, just warming things up. Slowly walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Inhale to lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Spread your feet as wide as your hips. Grab onto your elbows and start to sway a little bit. Try not to rock your weight from one foot to the other. Try to ground down into all four corners of both feet. Stay with your breath. Release your arms, bend your knees, tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale here. Exhale, slowly roll up, pressing into your feet. Arms and head stay heavy till you get all the way up. Lift the heart, roll the shoulders down the back. Now soften the traps, the jaw, the mind. Use this inhale to soften anywhere you can. So feet are pressing down evenly, quads are lifting up, lengthening through the crown a little bit, belly drawing in and up. But everywhere else you can soften here. Use your inhale and your exhale to see what you can soften here. Keep the shoulders soft. As you inhale, reach out through the fingers. Find a big stretch. Squeeze your palms together firmly, lift a little higher. Exhale, press the feet down, hinge at the hips, lengthen all the way down. Belly in and up out of the way, fold a little deeper. Inhale, lift up halfway. Take one more sip. Plant the hands, step back to plank. And find that nice long line of energy here, pressing yourself away from the mat. Lifting the quads up off the knees. Press back through the heels. Press down into the fingers and knuckles, shine the heart forward, roll the shoulders back, find that external rotation of the upper arms. That length in the back of your neck, but soften anywhere you can on both sides of the neck, through the jaw. Lower the knees, and then the chest, and then the chin, untuck the toes. Hands under shoulders, elbows hugging in tight and reaching back towards the feet. Use your hands to slither forward a little bit. Pull the heart forward. Press into the feet and peel the heart up. So keep the elbows hugging in and reaching back towards the feet. Keep the hands pulling the heart forward a little bit more. Soften through the face, the neck, the eyes. Keep lifting a little higher. If this feels too intense, Each exhale, you can lower all the way back down to the ground. See if maybe you can straighten into the arms and look up and reach up through the chin, and then really slowly lower back down. Press it back to child's pose, letting the center of your forehead rest. So get the actual center of your forehead resting on the mat and see if you can soften there. See if you can imagine you're breathing right into that space on the center of your forehead and using each breath to soften just a little bit more. All that space in the head, in the face, in the jaw, in the shoulders, where we hold all of our tension. Slowly come back up to your hands and knees. Activate your hands, curl your toes, lift your knees a couple inches, let your head hang down. Slowly lift those sit bones up and back, blossoming the booty up towards the top back corner of your room. Then start to sink into the heels, maybe straightening into the legs. Soften the traps out of the ears. Find that external rotation of the upper arms as you hollow out the armpits, turning them in towards each other. Feel the quads lifting up and back as you sink into the heels. Soften the fronts of your ankles. Inhale up on the tippy toes. Ripple forward into plank. Find that nice long line of energy. Keep that as you slowly lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Interlace your fingers back behind your sit bones. Maybe your palms glue together. Draw the hands back to roll the shoulders open. Press into the feet to lift the heart. All right, so feel the toes reaching back and the tops of the feet pressing down. Lift the heart. Soften the shoulders and the face. Keep drawing the hands back just a little bit more. Lift up one more time. And slowly release, hands under shoulders. Curl the toes. Lift the knees and the quads. Press up to plank. And lift up, downward facing dog. Settle in here for a couple of breaths. All right, inhale, lift the right foot high, come up on your tippy toes. Exhale, draw your knee all the way to your nose and step it through like crescent lunge. Knee over ankle, shoulders over hips, sink in. Maybe you can get the right thigh parallel to the ground. Draw the right hip back a little bit. Maybe you bring the hands together and gaze up at the thumbs. It's not important, but it will give you a little more lift up out of the waist. So whether your hands are together or not, see if you can just lift up out of the waist a little more without bringing tension into your shoulders or your face. Soften there on this inhale and this exhale. Keep your heart lifted. Draw your elbows towards each other behind you. Draw them back, back, back. Inhale, come up. Straight legs, straight arms. Right quad lifting, hands pressing together. Exhale, sink in. Draw the elbows back. Lift the heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time, we'll inhale up. And this time we'll lower all the way down to that left knee. Untuck the toes, sink in a little bit, reach the arms up. Maybe you find a little backward bend here. Feel the right hip drawing back. So the right foot is pressing down and energetically drawing back in towards that right hip. See if you can breathe right into that left hip flexor and soften there. Now float your right fingertips down towards the ground. Lengthen through the left side to try to get those fingertips a little closer to the ground. Don't lose that motion in the hips of the right foot pressing down and drawing back. Still opening that left hip flexor. Reach both arms up, lower your hands down. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Spread your feet as wide as your hips. Grab your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Inhale, shine your heart forward. Exhale, fold. Pull your head down towards your feet. Use a little arm strength and a little core strength to lengthen your spine and the back of your neck. but soften anywhere you can, the neck, the eyes, the shoulders, the mind. See if you can rock just a little bit of weight into the balls of your feet to lift the sit bones up and back for one more breath. And release, press into the feet, come all the way up, find a little backward bend at the top. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Press into the feet, keep the shoulders soft. Inhale, reach out, be big. Squeeze the palms together, exhale, swan dive. Feel this hinge at the hips as you lengthen all the way down. Belly in and up, fold deeply. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga, or just step back to plank and lower knees, chest, chin, baby cobra. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Inhale, lifts the left foot high, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, crescent lunge, set it up. Take your time, do all the things to create that proper alignment here. Big part of what we're doing in yoga is correcting our alignment. But if the knee's going off to either side, then we're not really correcting the alignment. If the knee's not stacked right over the ankle, then we're not really correcting the alignment. So check all the little things, yeah? And then use your inhale to find a little more space, creating length, and the exhale to find softness. Now see if you can use the inhale to find length and softness, and the exhale to let go. Feel the heart lifting as the elbows draw back towards each other behind you. Draw them back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time, we'll inhale up. And this time we'll exhale all the way down. Keep the heart lifted. Untuck the toes. Sink in. Reach up. Maybe finding a little backward bend. Press the left foot down. Energetically draw it back. Breathe into that right hip flexor. Keep the lift in your heart. Float the left fingertips down. Lengthen the whole right side to get those fingertips a little closer to the ground. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower the hands down, step the right foot forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Grab your elbows behind your knees. Pull your face in against your legs. Soften the traps up out of the ears. Rock a little weight into the balls of the feet. Lift the sit bones up and back. Maybe you start to straighten. Now really see where you can soften on this inhale and this exhale. Coming back to that one pointed focus of just letting go. Softening the tension in your mind, in your muscles, to let go, to create space for the unmanifest, things we don't even know exist yet. Release your arms, press into the feet, come all the way up, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart, and hands down by your sides. So notice that just as you're standing here, pressing down into all four corners of the feet, lifting through the quads, lengthening through the crown, drawing the belly in and up. Just notice that just by becoming aware of your alignment and your breath, how empowered you feel. Imagine that you could take this feeling with you throughout your entire day, just this feeling of purpose, just by standing up straight and creating nice long lines, conduits for this energy to flow through. See if you can feel that earth energy traveling up your legs. See if you can draw it all the way up to your crown and out through your fingertips. See if you can feel that energy in your palms, in your eyes. Okay, we're going to come into tree pose. So press the left foot down, lift the right foot up. Now right away we find our alignment and our balance point. So the left foot presses down, whole foot presses down, and the foot and thigh press together. The left quad's lifting up off the knee. Your hips are scooping forward. That knee is falling back. You can either press the hands together right at your heart center, or if you want to challenge the balance, you can look up or reach up or sway in the wind a little bit. But see if you can make all of those things feel like second nature. So you're still really pressing the foot down, lifting the quad up, but then you're not really thinking about it anymore. You're trying to come back to that clear mind, that softening, but all of those things are still happening. Okay, lift the right knee in and up nice and tight. Then bring your hands to your heart. Hinge at the hips, shoot that leg back long, everything parallel to the ground, flex the foot. Point the toes down. Now lengthen from heel to crown. It'll help with balance. Slowly step back to crescent lunge. Stack the knee right over the ankle. Inhale, reach up. Now cartwheel the right hand down inside the left foot. Gaze up at the left hand. Roll the left shoulder back. Find your breath. Lower the right knee down. Lift your upper body up so the left hand finds the right thigh. Sink into the left knee a little more. Reach the right hand up. Breathe into that right hip flexor. Lower the hands down. We're going to shoot the right foot all the way up into standing splits. Let your head become heavy right away. Feel the left foot pressing down and the left hip lifting. Right hip lowering, trying to level the hips out. Shake your head a little bit. Don't hold any tension there. Slowly come to standing. Bring the right knee with you. Hug it in and up nice and tall. And then we'll cross the right knee over the left. See if your toes can wrap around here. Bring your arms out to the sides and then sweep your right arm under your left. See if your palms can touch here. And then draw the elbows out and up. Soften into that standing ankle and standing knee to sink in a little deeper. Soften through the traps, the eyes. Pull the belly in. Draw the upper body back. Balancing is probably hard today. It's the solstice. So the earth's moving funny, right? Because you can like balance eggs and stuff, which is so strange to me. Slowly come back up. Lift the right knee up. Hinge forward. Shoot that heel back. Everything parallel. Slow motion. Step back to crescent lunge with eagle arms. Bend the left knee. Find a little backward bend. Plant the right hand down. Roll the left arm up. Gaze up at it. Roll to the outside of the right foot. Sweep the left foot back. Side plank. Lift the hips a little higher. Bring your left arm up alongside your ear. Step the left foot behind you. Flip it over. Let something go here. Lift the heart. Relax the head. Soften. Come back to plank. Lower through chaturanga. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Settle in here for one more breath. Shift your gaze up between your hands, bend your knees and walk or hop to the top. Inhale, lift up halfway. Slide your fingers under your toes all the way to the crease in your wrist. Now pull your head down towards your feet. Soften your shoulders up out of the ears. And see about straightening the legs. Maybe you can rock a little weight into the balls of the feet and lift those sit bones up and back. Maybe you can find just a little more length in the spine and the back of the neck. And just a little more softness through the neck and the face. Recommitting to that 1 point focus, using every breath to help us soften. This continuous softening on the inhale and the exhale. Release your hands, reverse swan dive, press into the feet, find a little backward bend. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands down by your sides. Now root down into the right foot, lift the left foot up into tree pose. Now see if you can do all the things, but then come to that clear mind, just letting all the things kind of be happening without your thoughts. Maybe challenging the balance a little bit here. Scoop the hips forward, let the knee fall back. Hug that knee in and up nice and tight. Bring your hands to your heart. Hinge forward, shoot that heel back. Everything parallel, flex the foot, point the toes down, lengthen. Step back, crescent lunge. Sink in here. Plant the left hand down, roll the right arm up, let the gaze follow. Roll that right shoulder back. Lower the left knee, lift the upper body. Right hand finds left thigh. Press the right knee forward, reach up. Lower the hands down to frame the foot. Shoot that left foot all the way up into standing splits. Head is heavy, breath is deep. Level the hips by lifting the right hip and lowering the left hip. Soften anywhere you can. Press down into the right foot. Slowly come to standing. Lift the left knee in and up nice and high. And then cross it over. Maybe toes wrap, arms out. Left arm under right. Maybe palms touch. Settle in by softening that ankle and knee. Draw the elbows out and up. Soften the traps down the back. Belly in, upper body back. Trying to stack hips, trying to stack shoulders over hips here. Slowly come up, lift the knee high, hinge forward, shoot that leg back. Lengthen out one time and then slowly step it back. Crescent lunge with eagle arms, bend the right knee a lot. Find a little backward bend. Release the arms, plant the left hand down, gaze up at the right hand, roll the shoulder back. Roll to the outside of the left foot, sweep the right foot back, side plank. Press the left hand down, lift the hips, lift the right arm up alongside the ear. Step the right foot back and flip it over. Find your breath. Slowly come back to plank and lower through chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Settling in here for one more breath. Inhale, lift the right foot high, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, warrior one. Press the right knee forward, draw the right hip back, press down into the feet, reach up out of the waist. Now slowly open up to warrior two. Keep pressing the right knee straight out over the second toe. Keep pressing down into the feet. Now we're scooping the hips towards the long edge of the mat. Feel that? Feel the heart lifting just a touch. As the traps soften, find that maximum wingspan. Soften your gaze. Now turn the palms and turn and twist the arms till they're straight up and down like a pillar. Checking with the right knee. It's still pressing straight out over that second toe. If it's collapsing in at all, use the right elbow to press it back, to keep it stacked over the ankle. See if you can gaze up at the left hand with your chin in close to your shoulder. See if you can find that maximum wingspan as you reach down and reach up. Feet are pressing down, hips are scooping towards that long edge. See what you can soften on this inhale and this exhale. Right knee stays deeply bent. Inhale, we reverse it. Maybe left hand finds right thigh. Stay for one more breath. Cartwheel the hands down, shoot the left foot all the way up into standing splits. Grab the back of the calf or the ankle, pull yourself in a little deeper. Head is heavy. Breath is deep. Rocking a little weight into the ball of the foot. Try to level the hips out. Lower the hands, hop it back, chaturanga, maybe just one little inch at a time. Maybe one big hop. Meeting back in downward facing dog. Settling in here for one more breath. Inhale, lifts the left foot, come up on the toes. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through, warrior one, set it up. Left knee presses forward, left hip draws back. Press down into all four corners of both feet. Reach up out of the waist. Keep the heart lifted as you slowly peel it open to warrior two. Check back in with the knee. Press it over the second toe. Scoop those hips towards the long edge. Lift through the heart. Soften through the traps and the jaw, the eyes. Keep this maximum wingspan, but keep the shoulders soft as you turn the palms and turn and twist till your arms are straight up and down. Try not to rest any weight anywhere. If your fingertips are all the way touching the ground, see if you can lift your right hand up a little higher to lift them up off the ground, to lift everything up a little more. If your left knee's collapsing in, press it open with the left elbow. Gaze up at the right shoulder, chin in close to the shoulder, back of the neck long but soft. Use this inhale and exhale to soften something. Next inhale, we reverse it. Left knee stays deeply bent. Maybe right hand reaches around for the left thigh. One more breath. Lower hands, shoot the right foot high like standing splits. Grab the back of the calf or the ankle, pull yourself in. Relax your head. Relax the traps. See how much effort it takes to remember to soften, to not let that tension creep back in the form of worries or doubts or just tension in the jaw. Lower your hands, hop it back, chaturanga, meeting back in downward facing dog. Settle in here for one more breath. Okay, now we're just gonna take little hops to the top of the mat. So bend your knee, And just take a couple little hops. Maybe you stack the hips over the shoulders for a second on the way. Maybe you're just hopping 1 inch off the ground. Hop your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, fold. Now we're just gonna come all the way down to the knees. And we're gonna work on headstands for a couple minutes. Unless there's something else you would like to work on right now instead. If you want, you can just go right up against a wall and put your legs straight up the wall if you would rather that. If you already have a headstand or any other arm balance in your practice, you can get right into that. But if you want, I will show you one way to get into a headstand. All right. So you bring your hands just like down dog, fingers spread wide, hand shoulder width distance apart. And then the very top of your head comes to touch right in front of the hands. So you're making a triangle with your head and your hands. Elbows stay pointed straight up at the ceiling. Curl the toes, lift the hips, walk your feet in as close as you can. And then see if you can just start to slowly lift from there. If you don't have the core strength to slowly lift from there, work on that for a while because that'll help you build that core strength. But if you still want to go up, you can kick one leg up, but you might only want to kick up if you're against a wall or have the support of a wall behind you. All right, see if you can stay with your breath here. A deep, slow, rhythmic flow of air through the nose. All right, when you're finished, we'll just come to a seat at the top of the mat. And we'll straighten the right leg out. We'll bring the left foot flat on the ground, a couple inches from your glute, and a couple inches from your thigh. Kick out through the heel. Now, reach for the foot. Grab it if you can, or just grab whatever you can. And then lift up through the heart and pull your heart down towards the foot. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Keep that knee hugging in. Left foot pressing down. If you want to go for a bind, you can draw that left hand around that leg. Your palm will face back. Your thumb will face down. You can reach around and try to interlace your fingers back there. But keep kicking through the right heel, drawing the toes back. Keep lifting through the heart. Now keep softening on the inhale and the exhale. Soften the traps, the jaw, the eyes. Slowly come back up. We're going to find a twist to the left. Keep the right leg out. Turn and twist to the left. Plant the fingertips at the base of the spine to lengthen. Reach the right hand up. Hook the elbow outside the knee. Knee is still pointing straight up at the ceiling. Kick out through the heel. Gaze over the left shoulder. Draw the shoulder back a little more. Use your leverage. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. This next inhale will lengthen and soften. Exhale, we'll let something go and deepen the twist. One more breath, make it count. Slowly unwind through center, find a little counter twist on the right. And come back up. And we'll straighten the left leg out, bring the right foot flat. Kick out through the heel. Reach for the foot, grab what you can, lift through the heart, soften. If you're going for that bind, reach the right arm around, palm facing back, thumb facing down. See if you can grab a hold. Keep the right foot pressing down and the right knee pointed up. Lift through the heart. Pull the heart towards the foot and see what you can soften. Slowly release. We'll find that twist to the right, planting the right fingertips at the base of the spine, reaching the left hand up, hooking the elbow for leverage. Use the leverage. Gaze over the right shoulder, pull the right shoulder back more, kick out through the heel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Use these last 2 breaths to do both. Find length and softness on the inhale. Then let something go. Twist a little deeper on the exhale. 1 more breath. Slowly, gently unwind. Find a little counter twist on the left. And come back up to center. Bring both feet flat on the ground. Reach your hands forward and slowly roll back onto your back. Slow as you can go. You'll come to a part where it gets kind of hard and you kind of just want to flop back. See if you can go even slower there. Press into the feet. Keep the belly drawing in. And once you lower all the way down, hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you can grab your elbows around the knees. Tuck your chin a little bit. Move however it feels good. Lower your feet down flat on the ground. So you want your heels lined up with your sit bones. So reach your hands down to check that out. Press into all 4 corners of both feet and lift your hips just an inch or 2. Then make sure your knees are stacked right over your ankles and that your feet are pressing down all 4 corners. And then lift your hips a little more. See if you can get your shoulders under your body by rocking side to side. Maybe you can interlace your fingers underneath the body. Maybe you can even glue the palms together down there. All right, draw your hands down into the mat. Press your feet down into the mat. Lift your hips a little higher. Lift your heart like you're trying to bring your chest all the way up to meet your chin. Then see what you can soften. Lift everything up one more time, maybe rolling up onto the tippy toes. And then slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. And soften through the belly, through the low back. So we'll do that 2 more times. So make sure those heels are still lined up with the sit bones. Press into the feet, lift up through the hips. Maybe you're interlacing your fingers under there. Your chin is not tucked. It's slightly, just ever so slightly reaching up towards the ceiling. All right, press down into all the toes, all 4 corners of the feet. Lift the hips. Lift the heart towards the chin. Press the hands down. Lift everything up one more time, maybe rolling up on the tippy toes. And then really, really slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, lowers back down. Feel that. And soften here. Soften through the quads, the eyes, the shoulders. So we'll do 1 more. You can either do just like that, or you can bring your hands up by your ears with your fingers pointing back towards your feet to lift all the way up into full wheel. Pressing into the hands and feet, lift the hips and lift the heart. Relax your head and your neck and your face. Stay with your breath. Maybe you roll up onto the tippy toes or lift 1 leg up high here. Making sure to even it out. Lift everything up 1 more time and then slowly come down. If you're all the way up, tuck your chin first. Upper vertebrae touches, then the next one, then the next one. Hug your knees into your chest. All right, we're gonna roll it back into a plow pose. See if you can get the toes to touch the ground behind your head and soften in here. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind you, maybe the palms glue together. Don't let your breath be restricted here. Hold on to it as long as you can. Use the inhale and the exhale to soften something. Bring your hands to your hips, creating that shelf as you straighten the legs up, stacking the hips over the shoulders, feet over the hips. Lift the feet a little higher. Zip your legs together. Reach up through the balls of the feet. Soften through your face. Slowly lower back into that plow pose. Soften right away. Sinking in a little deeper just by letting go of some of that tension. Press your palms down into the mat and really, really slowly lower down one vertebrae at a time. Okay, once your booty touches the ground, kick out through the heels. Squeeze your legs together. So drawing the toes back towards the face, we're gonna take 20 seconds to lower the legs down. Press out through the heels. If you have a tricky low back, slide your hands under your booty. Actually, slide your hands under your booty anyway, palms face down, because then we'll pop into fish at the end. All right, we still have at least 10 seconds. Squeeze the legs together. Press out through the heels. Soften through the face and the shoulders. Slowly lower all the way down. Hands underneath of you. Press into the elbows to lift the heart up. Crown is reaching for the mat behind you. Legs are zipped together. Reach out through the balls of the feet. Now really press into the elbows to open the heart. And then see what you can soften. Maybe you lift the legs up off the ground here for the final breath. And release, hug your knees into your chest. Find a happy baby. All right, hug your knees in. Let your right leg go long. Interlace your fingers around your left knee. Squeeze it in tight. Kick out through the right heel, drawing those toes back towards the face. Hug the body with the elbows. Tuck the chin a little bit. Now squeeze that left knee into the armpit. Bring your left arm out to the side like a cactus. Use your right hand to guide that knee across the body all the way down to the right. Gaze out over the left hand. Relax. Soften through the shoulders, the eyes, the jaw. So notice how many times your mind kind of wants to go, oh, I'm not going to bother softening on this breath. Whether it's because your mind is distracted and thinking about something else, or it's just kind of being lazy, like, oh, I don't want to bother. But notice just how easy it is just to choose to soften instead of holding this tension. So it's just kind of the natural way of this world that our body would just kind of tense up. But just by choosing to be aware and present and with our breath, we can choose not to bring that tension into our body, into our mind. But it takes active participation. Like every breath, we have to choose whether we want to kind of feel tense and feel that kind of adrenal like response, or whether we just kind of want to soften and stay grounded. Slowly come back to center, hug the knees in. Let your left leg go long. Interlace the fingers around the right knee. Hug it in tight. Kick out through the left heel. Hug the elbows in. Tuck the chin a little. Squeeze that knee in. Right arm cactus out to the side. Left hand guides the knee all the way across. Gaze over the right hand. Now see what you can soften. Notice that just by staying with this one-pointed focus of seeing what you can soften, that keeps your mind from wandering about. Keeps your soul focused on how do I let go of some of this tension in my life, in my mind, in my body. How do I stay focused enough To remember to use each breath as an opportunity not to tense up, not to react, but just to allow it to help us to soften, to find that peace. Slowly come back to center, hug your knees into your chest one last time. And then let your legs go long on the mat. Spread your feet as wide as the mat. Let your toes fall open. Close your eyes. And give yourself permission to let go. Let go of controlling the breath. Let go of controlling anything. And see if there's any more space to settle into. Invite a deeper breath back into your body. Invite movement back into your fingers, into your toes. And invite your highest self to awaken. So sometimes all the cliche stuff we say in yoga can seem a little foofy. But sometimes it really does feel helpful to use your imagination to imagine there is a part of you that's been kind of sleepwalking, kind of not super present, not super engaged, for whatever reason, trauma, heartbreak, Parts of us shut down, and without a lot of work, they don't reopen again on their own. So it's through yoga, meditation, and intention that we can access those parts again. Sometimes it's hard and scary, and it feels better just to stay kind of numb. But just use your imagination to imagine there is a part of you deep inside that's been asleep for whatever reason. And feel it kind of stirring. Get a little curious, feeling this part of you. Imagine as you start to wiggle your fingers and toes that it's the first time this part of you has ever felt this sensation of having a body, or like it's been a very long time. And just get curious about how that sensation would feel to you if you weren't so used to it. And same thing when you open your eyes, imagine seeing everything for the first time. Use your imagination. Instead of thinking that we know everything that we see and what it is, try to evoke that little bit of childlike wonder and imagine that maybe you don't know even what it is you're looking at. Maybe from this place, instead of trying to tell life what it is and trying to define everything, we can let the magic of life kind of show us what's really going on here. Because it's not quite what it seems. I'm getting a real strong feeling that what we think is going on here on any level, it's not quite how it's going on. So just being open to that, just being curious about that, not needing to know, knowing that a lot of it is unknowable. When you're ready, we'll roll onto either side. And we'll go ahead and press back up to a seat. See if you can just hold on to this idea, this beginner's mind of seeing everything with this fresh set of eyes. Because it's that thinking that we know what everything is and what everything is for that kind of creates those ruts and that mundane feeling. See if you can use your imagination just to evoke that innocence and that playfulness. Inhale the arms up, squeeze your palms together, lift your fingers high. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your head bow to the wisdom of your pure heart. Lift the thumbs to the space above the eyebrows and take a moment to thank yourself for showing up. May all beings everywhere be free from pain and suffering. May our thoughts and actions in some way contribute to that. Namaste.